Joining us on the phone lines now, he's one of the storied 44s in Syracuse football history, a 2010 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee, and he currently serves as a special assistant to the Syracuse athletics director. Floyd Little joins us. Floyd, thanks for taking the time with us today. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really, really good. It's a good day today, and we won on Saturday, so I'm very, very pleased.
Terrell Hunt, will start with that. An outstanding effort Saturday. 3 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air. After an emotional week 1 in which Hunt was ejected, Terrell knew he'd face some trash talk from the Chippewas, and he did. But what impressed you more, Hunt's statistical accomplishments on the field or how he handled himself with all the pressure heading into the game?
Well, both. He really did a great job in making some plays with his feet. He showed the leadership that he does have and he needs to continue to have for the rest of this season. I had a visit with him. I told him he was the general. He may not be the captain of the team, but he truly was general. He calls all the shots. This is his football team, and he needs to show everyone whose team this is. And I was really, really pleased and proud of him. He stepped on that field, and he took charge. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had some opportunities to run the ball, and he ran it. He made plays with his feet. Great game.
Was there ever a situation during your career where you thought you might lose your cool and go after another opposing player?
Oh, I have. I've lost my cool only one time against a player from the South. In fact, Clark Humphreys had to come out of the locker room at the end of the game because I was waiting for this player, Greg Brazina. He had given me a cheap shot when I wasn't looking, and I went after him a couple of times. He got 2 15-yard penalties, and the coach had to pull me out of the game. So at the end of the game, I ran across the field to get him, and he ran in the locker room, and he wouldn't come out of the locker room until I was gone, and they finally told me that, hey, we were on the bus, we're getting ready to go for the airplane, you need to get on the bus and go get the stuff out of your locker and get on the bus. You had to change on the plane. But that's the only time that I ever got so red and I went after somebody. But I can understand Terrell and what happened to him and how the guy roughed him up, and he was just giving him a little payback. But you can't do that anymore because the rules are different. You're kicked out of the game now when you throw a punch. So I think he understands it now, and I don't think that he'll ever do that again.
I know one part of the team that definitely made you proud was that 5 running backs, your former position, had carries in the 40-3 victory. How impressed were you by the effort by the backfield on Saturday?
Well, one guy's from Connecticut, my hometown, and the other guy's from Colorado, where I played for Denver. He's from
That's right.
Colorado, and Phillips is from New Haven, actually West Haven, and I was proud of both of them. I went to the locker room after the end of the game, and I said, that's how you do it. That's how you play the game. You had a lot of energy. You had a lot of acceleration. I said, Donis, you were really, really exceptional, and that's how you're supposed to play every week.
Floyd Little joins us on the phone lines. Floyd, Syracuse has had a lot of true freshmen contribute team success early on. Steve Ishmael, the wide receiver, Jamal Custis, Irvin Phillips. What's the best advice you could offer some of these younger players early on in their careers?
Well, I think they started well. I've spoken with a couple of them, but Custis and Phillips and the kid, 2 of them are from Miami. Ishmael, they're from the Florida area. In fact, as I mentioned, Phillips is from Connecticut, and these kids are really making contributions to our football team, and they're really, really making an impact. And we had a great class this year, and there's a couple other freshmen can probably play, but probably won't because we have players in those positions. But we have some good players that we recruited last year, and the classes will get better. We'll have better and better and better classes. We'll have some players that can play as freshmen, and we'll redshirt some of them who don't play as well. So we're in pretty good shape right now. As we build our team, build our players, and continue to play like we play, we're going to have a lot of success at Syracuse University.
It was a little different for you back then because you played on the freshman team, but Syracuse also had a great recruiting pitch for you because it involved Ernie Davis. What do you remember about your time being recruited, and in particular your time spent with the late Heisman Trophy winner?
Well, I mean, we couldn't play as freshmen back in those days.
Right.
We could only play junior. But, yeah, I think when Ernie came to visit me in Connecticut and told me he wanted me to be one of the people like Jim Brown, recruited him, he had to recruit his replacement. And I didn't realize what was going on at that time. But I came to Syracuse because of Ernie, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And he was true to his word as to what could happen to me and for me if I'd gone to Syracuse. So very, very happy I came here.
Your everyday job now is a special assistant to the athletic director. What is a normal workday like for you?
Well, I have a stream of people. It's like a doctor's office, or whether it's the ladies basketball team or a field hockey team or a lacrosse team or football players. I'm that mentor that they need some advice. They come to me. They need a letter of recommendation. They come to me. They need to be picked up. They come to me. If they have a bad game and the coach yelled at them, they come to me. So I've embraced all these young people, and I told them this is a part of the game. But I really encourage them to make sure that they go to class and to recognize that they're student athletes. And you're going to have some bad days as an athlete. But more importantly, you got to make sure you go to class and you get here what you came here to get. And that's a good, solid education. I try to really encourage them to do that. And I've spoken to several classes on campus, at the Falk College or the high school or the Newhouse students. I just enjoy having an opportunity to interact with our young student athletes and encourage them. I travel with the ladies basketball team. I know all of them personally. The ladies are a little bit different than the guys. They're a little bit more emotional. They show their appreciation. They show their love and admiration. And they work hard and they train hard. And I just love being around young people. It's going to keep me young, keep me involved, keep me engaged. And I've had 3 careers. This is my favorite of all the things I've done in my lifetime. Being back here, being a part of the athletic program, being Dr. Gross's assistant, having a chance to work with a world-class Olympian and Herm Frazier every day, who's become my best friend. I look forward to going in every morning.
My last question for you is this. We've seen Syracuse debut their new uniforms. They had the all-white look on Saturday. Will we ever see a player wear the number 44 again, the number you wore in those cool new uniforms? Do you want to see your old number out there in the cool Nike gear?
Well, it has to happen eventually because my grandson was promised when they retired the jersey when he was 2. He's like 7 now, so they promised him that he'd wear it. So I'm hoping that I hang around long enough to see that. So, yes, I'd like to see it at some point in time. It was something that Daryl Gross decided to do. He thinks it was the right thing to do. He wanted to retire other uniforms like Larry Zonka's and John Mackey's, but you can't retire those if 44 is not retired. So he made a decision to retire 44. It's a great decision. At some point in time, as we move forward with the new indoor facility and as our program under Scott Schaefer gets better and stronger, and we start recruiting more players like we have 5 or 6 freshmen can play today. So I would like to see that come back, maybe, but only to a junior who has proven himself as a sophomore. And hopefully I'll be around to maybe see that.
Floyd, if your grandson is anything like the running back you were, the 2025 Syracuse football team is in very good shape. Thanks for the time today, and best of luck.
Are you bet? Yeah, he'll be back. He's been talking about coming to Syracuse ever since he was 2. So now he's 7. So, and I hope that he does get a chance to come in. I hope he gets a chance to play.
Thank you so much, Floyd. We'll talk again soon.
You bet. Thank you.